Members of the jury, motions made in this case, whether granted or denied, have nothing to do with your decision. They do not imply that the court has ruled on the facts. There is only one defendant remaining in the case, and that is the defendant Bell. The whole question is whether there is liability on the part of the defendant shown in the trial in favor of these two plaintiffs, the injured woman and her husband. The assertion of the plaintiff, and the only assertion that you can consider, is this: that the awning was rolled in such a way that in connection with the canopy there was an act of negligence, and that the awning and canopy were maintained in a negligent way. It is claimed that when the awning is down, the water runs off, and it is claimed that if the awning were rolled up properly so that it would pass entirely under the canopy, no matter whether there were holes in the canopy or holes in the awning, that would make no difference, because the water would then follow the natural course and run off. It is claimed that that being done in that way, and that being in itself a negligent arrangement and a negligent thing to maintain, a sort of trough was formed by the fact that this awning was 6 inches or a foot beyond the edge of the canopy, and that water accumulated there, and the ice and snow melted and then dropped down through holes in the canopy and in the awning. You need to get this very clear in your mind, because it is not what is called an ice and snow case. The plaintiff is not suing because there was ice on the sidewalk and they should have cleared it off. That is not the charge here. The charge here is that they were negligent in creating or maintaining a situation as to that canopy or awning which caused ice to form in a particular place, and that they did not remedy that condition. Not that they did not keep the sidewalk clean, that is not the charge, but that they caused by this negligence, this snow or ice to fall in certain places, and that in turn caused the injury. In other words, unless you find that somehow or other the putting and the maintaining of the awning and canopy in that way was negligent, and in the second place find that that was the proximate cause of her injury, you cannot find for the plaintiff. And that, of course, leads us to the issue in the case, which is a clear issue of fact. The other is an issue of fact too, but here is a very clear issue of fact. And that is, where was that ice if there was a lump of ice? And where did she fall? Since the plaintiff's claim depends upon that lump or mass of ice in the general neighborhood under where that so-called defect was in the canopy or awning, if such ice was anywhere else, the plaintiff cannot recover, and that, I suppose, accounts for the vigor of the contest here on that issue as to where she fell, because if she fell anywhere except on that mass of ice, and by reason of what I have already told you about the alleged negligence in respect to the awning and the canopy, the plaintiff cannot recover. I do not believe I need to tell you this, because it is clear. Now, where did she fall? The plaintiff herself said that she fell on the east side. She had witnesses who say that they picked her up on the east side and that they saw her on the ground. As to the defendant's witnesses, the defendant had 2 men in the store. One said he was in the store, I believe, and the other said he was outside, and neither of them said that they saw her fall. But each said they saw her get up at a point which I suppose is fairly enough indicated on this exhibit, that is, Defendant's Exhibit D. Another witness of the defendant indicated on another exhibit, Defendant's Exhibit C, Also, a point about halfway